Okay. Give me just a moment here, folks. Okay. Bringing up the comments on my phone, even though I probably won't really need them because this isn't really going to be a normal live stream. This is going to be... Oh, good, and the stupid camera is way off. I should have checked this crap before I started streaming. So I guess I'll just sit back here then like this. Okay. So, we have WWE 2K23 in the background, although I probably won't be playing with it all that much because it's just a backdrop for what I want to talk about. And that being, as you can see, the title of the video is Pro Wrestling in 2023 and Gen Z. And so, what I have been noticing... Well, first, let me start off with something else, just to kind of briefly set you up for this. Here on YouTube, I follow a guy by the name of Austin Oganowski, who you may have heard of if you are into iRacing or any other kind of sim racing video games. He has a channel here on YouTube. It's under his real name, so I don't, feel bad about giving out that name. It's the name of his YouTube channel. But anyways, he has been involved in sim racing for quite a long time, and he has quite a lot of videos on his channel where he discusses this topic. And one of his videos in particular, and I'm going to try and remember the title of that video, I believe it's the video titled, Why Real Racers Don't Like Sim Racers. I think that's the title of the video. But in this video, he talks about how, of course, this is involving like actual race car driving. We're talking NASCAR. We're talking little dirt tracks, short dirt tracks in, your local, smaller tracks around the United States and Canada and wherever else. Real race car drivers are real men, and they don't have to censor themselves, and they don't have to do all these other things. Well, if you play iRacing, the video game, they have a very strict code of conduct when you play the game. You're not allowed to swear. You can actually get reported by the other players for swearing at them. So the people who run iRacing look like a bunch of pansies. And what Austin says about them is the people who play iRacing and the people who run the game and the developers of the game, they look like a bunch of theater kids who are just posing as real race car drivers. They want to pretend, but they aren't really deep down. They're just a bunch of pansies and a bunch of posers. And so that's the setup for what I have to say about a lot of people who watch pro wrestling these days. I've been watching Monday Night Raw for the WWE here lately, and I haven't really been watching AEW, but I've been seeing some of their clips that they post on YouTube, and a lot of these fans just come off like theater kids. They don't really seem to really like pro wrestling. They're just posers. And you see it a lot in AEW, these idiots who bring signs to the show that have nothing to do with the show, nothing to do with the wrestlers, nothing to do with the company or what's going on. They have little signs that'll say, this video game is better than that video game, or just stupid movie references, or all kinds of idiotic things. Like, what does that have to do with the actual show? And I'm surprised that any of these signs actually make it on air. You know, they actually get picked up by the camera, and I'm surprised, like, the security at the event don't confiscate those signs, because they confiscate other signs. You don't really see too much of that in the WWE, because again, the WWE runs a tighter ship, and they usually have their security people go and remove those kind of signs because they're stupid. These people wasted these signboards to make these dumbass signs, and most of them don't even really care about the actual wrestling. You know, when I watch the WWE, I want to watch and see a good show. I want to see some good wrestling matches between some good wrestlers, and I want to hear them talk and cut good promos with charisma and actually sell the show, sell the feuds, and make people feel like they got their money's worth, instead of just wasting money on a ticket to a show. Because I know some of those tickets aren't cheap. You know, you want to sit front row, you're paying a lot of money for them tickets. And then you have other losers who post on message boards, and they try to bring their stupid politics into things, and they get offended and butthurt over everything. And I had this one little bitch come into, I think it was my last Kingdom Hearts stream, and if you go back and watch that stream, you'll actually see and hear me bring it up, and I don't even really mention it for very long, because the loser doesn't deserve any recognition. But they thought they were cute. They got me suspended from their stupid message board. Like I give a damn. And in all actuality, I should probably thank that loser, because guess what? Not being on that message board for the last couple of weeks in a row while I've been suspended, because they got me suspended for a month. Again, I don't really care. But the last couple of weeks that I've been watching Raw and not having to see the idiot crap that you morons post on that board has been a godsend for me. Not having to hear your dumbass opinions or read them. I'm so much happier. Because all of you clowns on that board are just a bunch of posers, a bunch of theater kids. And I really don't care. I think that's really all I have to say about those idiots. So how about we just talk about pro wrestling in general, and specifically the WWE, and some of the news that has happened here recently. Some people have been released from the company. At least one person has been hired, who I don't really think deserves it, but oh well. Aaliyah was one of those who got fired. I I don't think he was the one who got fired, but it was his tag team partner. What was Top Dollar, I think is the guy's name, was fired. Let's just kind of go through the roster here. Oh, that one will come up later, but we'll see. Bobby Lashley has gone and aligned himself with the Street Profits. Bray Wyatt passed away. Cedric Alexander had a match on Raw earlier tonight where he got basically squashed by Bronson Reed, despite trying to put up somewhat of a fight. Yeah. Dana Brooke was one of those who was fired. So was Dolph Ziggler. There's rumors that Dolph will be getting hired back by the WWE. That they want him to come back as like a producer or road agent kind of role. And they're going to be offering him probably substantially less money than he was making on his wrestling contract. But he wasn't really doing anything wrestling-wise, so I don't know why they couldn't just go up to him and be like, look, can we renegotiate your contract and your position, because we don't need you wrestling anymore, but if you could be like a producer or whatever, you could help guys, you know, put together their matches, and then we can still pay you, just not quite as much as you were making before. They still haven't bothered to update the game by either replacing Doudrop with the actual Piper Niven or just by adding, I don't know. But oh well, it doesn't really matter. Oh, Edge has left the WWE and he has debuted with AEW. That happened on Sunday night's AEW, what was it called, Wrestle Dream pay-per-view, in a match where the main event of the show, Christian Cage, of course Edge's old tag team partner, was defending his TNT championship against Darby Allin. Edge comes out, gets Christian to hand over the steel chair that he was about to use to cave in the head of Sting. Edge turns around, smacks... who the hell was it? Christian has two little helpers, one of which is Luchasaurus, and the other one... I don't know who the hell it is. But Edge swings around, hits the other goober, and then throws the chair at Luchasaurus. And Christian runs off like a bitch. So, Elias has also been fired, and so has his tag team partner Rick Boogs, which is a shame because I liked Boogs. Elias needed a different gimmick, but oh well. Ilya Dragunov just won the NXT title at, what was it? I think it was the No Mercy NXT pay-per-view. Jey Uso is now on Raw, separated from his brother Jimmy, and is trying to make amends for his past deeds as part of the bloodline. Christ, Cena has returned. He's on SmackDown feuding with what's left of the bloodline. Johnny Gargano just returned here tonight earlier on Raw. Main event match was Gunther versus Tommaso Ciampa for the Intercontinental Championship. And after a brutal match, Gunther was just barely able to retain. And as soon as he won the match, his two Imperium goobers run in and start beating down Ciampa. And Gunther just walks away. Doesn't even bother to direct traffic or whatever. He just leaves. And then out comes Johnny Gargano and chases off the two little Imperium goobers. And actually, the Raw feed actually cut out so they could cut to some other stupid show on the USA Network. And it cut it off, but Gargano and Ciampa were about to go for some like double team move on one of the little Imperium goobers. So Gargano's back, and they're probably going to be reforming DIY, possibly the whole Way group. We'll see what happens there. They finally got Gallows and Anderson into the game with one of the DLCs. There's some other DLC people who have been introduced that I've skipped over because they're not really that important. I don't think Karrion Kross has been doing anything for a while. I don't know if he's injured. I don't know what's up with him, but they need to do something with him soon. Yeah, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn lost the undisputed tag team titles to the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest. LA Knight has now started being the tag team partner to face the Bloodline with John Cena. Lacey Evans was released a while ago. She wasn't a part of the recent releases, but she's no longer with the company. Liv Morgan's been injured, supposedly, for a while. Who gives a fuck about Logan Paul? Oh, yes. Massey and the other Maximum Male Models dude, they both got released as well. I think so did Madcap Moss, as well as Emma Mansoor. That's the other Maximum Male Models dude. Matt Riddle was also released. He had supposedly behavior issues, and there was an incident at an airport where he accused the TSA people of sexual assault, and either way they fired him. It looks like Vince McMahon is finally being removed from power in the WWE. Looks like. We don't really know for sure, but hope to God that he is, because Jesus, his influence has been wrecking that company. Mustafa Ali has also been released. He wasn't really doing much of anything, and I don't really think he was ever really going to get over that much. Nia Jax has returned. So all these people that they fired, and they bring back one of the most unlikable female wrestlers they've ever had. She's fat, she's ugly, she's a sloppy worker who's like dangerous in the ring because she's injured people. In her return, she does the bonsai drop, Yokozuna's old move, on Rhea Ripley, and like sat right on her frickin' rib cage. And I don't know if she actually injured Rhea, but Rhea was out for a good 2 or 3 weeks because of it in storyline. Yeah. Nikki ASH is another one like Dewdrop, where they either need to remove or just update her to be Nikki Cross, who I had to get a downloaded version. She still hasn't returned from being injured, I don't think. He still hasn't been fired, even though he needs to be because he sucks. There's Piper Niven. They need to update her to just be Zelina Vega because she doesn't go by Queen Zelina anymore. Randy Orton still hasn't returned yet, although he was seen at the WWE Performance Center, I believe, down in Florida. So it seems like he's getting ready for a return. Boogs, as I mentioned before, was also fired. Robert Roode still hasn't returned from injury. The Rock has also returned to SmackDown, I believe. And I figured he was going to end up being John Cena's partner in taking on the Bloodline, because that's a storyline that they wanted to do, was The Rock versus Roman Reigns. Ronda Rousey, I think I already covered this, but after she had her big feud with Shayna Baszler and lost, she seems to have left the company, but that wasn't a firing. Shanky was fired as well. Again, wasn't really doing anything, so probably not any reason to keep him. Shelton Benjamin, I think, was also fired. But again, he was kind of older, and I don't really know how valuable he was to keep. Although they probably could have signed him as a producer or road agent to keep him around. Just have him help people with their matches. Could have been a trainer at NXT. Shotzi Blackheart has no hair anymore after she shaved her head. Sonya Deville was injured. T-Bar needs updated to be Dijak. Top Dollar got fired, as I mentioned. Trick Williams just won the NXT North American title from Dominic Mysterio. Again, that was at No Mercy. Haven't seen Trish Stratus in a while since she lost to Becky Lynch at that one pay-per-view. Haven't seen Xia Li in a while. And Zoe Stark has kind of turned babyface, forming a team with Shayna Baszler after they had a match against each other where Shayna beat her, but Zoe, like, earned Shayna's respect. Really weird. Anyways, I think that's really about it here. So, yeah. This was just going to be a short little video, and it was really just about like I said, the theater kids and posers who call themselves pro wrestling fans these days, I really think it's just a symptom of people wanting some form of entertainment. They want some kind of show to go to, because after the past 2 or 3 years or so of being cooped up in their homes, now that all of those restrictions were, or most of those restrictions anyways, were lifted, people are just wanting, craving some kind of live entertainment, some kind of show to go to. And so they discovered pro wrestling. Oh my god, we could go to a wrestling show. And then they go online to these message boards and they spew out their woke snowflake bullshit propaganda. And they're pansies. And I'm not. And so we end up butting heads. But I don't care. 'Cause I'm right. But in any event, that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully I don't have to do another one of these anytime soon. But thank you all for watching. Join us next time for another video. Hopefully it'll be an actual live stream of me actually playing a game as opposed to just rant and raving. But please like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, share it with your friends. Join us over on Rumble. I now have a Rumble account, and nice little thing about Rumble is you can transfer all of your YouTube videos over to Rumble. So a lot of my, or some of my older videos have already been transferred over there. So you can check them out over there. But make sure you like and subscribe and leave comments and follow us on Facebook. That's the other thing that I always seem to forget. Follow the Facebook page. I post memes, I post updates for the channel, when I might be streaming or when I might be uploading videos. So join us on the Facebook page. Join up with the wolf pack, folks. But I think that's going to do it. Thank you all for watching. Join us next time for more. I will be seeing you later. But thank you all, and good night.